Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm Mercer, I work for Cone Valley, and I'm on the lookout for an invasive monstrous beast that's been harming park-goers and nature lovers everywhere. It's a weed, hogs riverbanks and wastelands, and it's a giant. That's right, giant hogweed.
Yes, giant hogweed, one of the most dangerous non-native species of plants in the UK. A weed that takes social distancing very seriously, so much so that just brushing against any part of it can cause a world of pain, as it's practically drenched in phototoxic sap, with symptoms ranging from severe burning, painful blisters, like these two unfortunate souls here, to even blindness should it get in your eye. It only gets worse from there, as these blisters can leave behind scars that can last for over 7 years and make the affected skin extremely sensitive to sunlight, kinda like a vampire with only the worst traits. Fortunately, they stick out like a sore thumb, making it easy to identify and stay well away. As you probably may have noticed, they don't exactly look inviting with their monstrous features, such as their large jagged leaves that could span 3 meters across during summer, forming something like a layer harboring the invasive beast itself. A thick hairy stem covered in purple blotches, which is classic poison indicator, and an umbrella head made up of small inviting white flowers that may entice some to pick or smell them, but hopefully the phototoxic sap I mentioned earlier will put you off. Also, it's not exactly on the small side, hence the name, reaching heights of over 6 meters. Simple, eh? But if they're so big and obvious, how do they manage to be somewhat inconspicuous at the same time?
So the issue with giant hogweed is that it looks a lot like other plants. You see, giant hogweed is part of the carrot family, or how the Latins like to call it, the how do you say it?
The PRC.
Yeah, that one. And that can cause some confusion amongst other plants.
Like the common hogweed, the antithesis of giant hogweed. As with all members of the Appiah Carrot family, it has the same flower umbrella crown, though a tad smaller, but it's a lot safer than giant hogweed, keeping its phototoxic sap tucked away in the stem, but it can unleash its wrath when exposed to extreme sunlight or stress. So best to be on its good side and handle it with care, or at least with gloves during summertime. Look out for its leaves, which are less jaggy and more roundy, along with the hairy but green, and sometimes red stem. Another contender is the hemlock, almost, if not, just as dangerous as giant hogweed. If this plant somehow has got your taste buds tingling, maybe forage elsewhere, as eating any part of it, seeds, roots, leaves, fruits, flower, even a tiny petal sample, can cause symptoms such as excruciating death. The leaves are small and feathery, and the stem is hairless, which may seem palatable, but the purple blotchy stem should be enough to sour your appetite. Also, be on the lookout for its sibling, the creatively named Hemlock Waterdrop Port. Just as poisonous, but doesn't even have the decency to warn you with the iconic purple blotches. It also has feathery leaves and is hairless, with only a green, thick, grooved stem. You'll normally see it dipping its toes, roots, in your local riverine habitat. So if you happen to be out fishing and accidentally reel in this monster, be sure to chuck it back. And maybe disinfect your hands too. And lastly, cowparty, another seemingly innocuous plant, only this time it actually is. With thin green blotchless stems about a meter high, and forming a blanket of white harmless meadows during late spring to summer, this is one of the few carrot plants that isn't out to get you, and seems like a refreshing break from its savage siblings. Thank you, Mother Nature. In conclusion, be sure to remember the following key features. 1. A giant umbrella flower head. 2. A giant stem towering over you. And 3. Sharp, jagged, and deeply divided leaves that also happen to be giant. Remember these 3 rules and you can safely frolic in the wonders of nature, free to admire its less harmful flora.
So, now that you know the dangers of giant hogweed and how to identify them, remember to keep a sharp eye out because you never know when one might just sneak up on you. Stay safe, everyone.